Good evening. Welcome to Genius Lakshya. You all are welcome to Genius Lakshya platform, which is a unique one for all the competitive examinations of our country. And particularly, we are focusing on UPSC, State Public Service Commission, NDA and CDS. So, this platform is going to help you a lot because we have been coming to you with many important topics according to the current affairs. Okay, so today we will understand one of the most important topics from the Indian polity, that is special officer for the linguistic minorities. Why India is rich in languages? We have 6 classical languages, thousands of languages, 22 official languages. Some languages are spoken by less number of people, substantially less in percentage. So those languages are called languages of minorities. Means the languages spoken by very fewer people, less number of people as far as the percentage is concerned. If those languages will not be promoted, protected, safeguarded by the government of India, that means one day those languages will be vanished. So today we will discuss that the provision in the Constitution of India regarding the protection, regarding the safeguard, regarding the promotion of the minority languages. There are so many minority languages in our country. Bodo, Kashmiri, Pali, Prakriti, Sanskrit is again a minority language. Right? So these languages are in minorities in our country because very less number of people speak this language. As we know that in our country, Hindi is a major language. It is not a national language, but yes, it is a major language. Because approximately 40% people in our country speak Hindi. But minority languages are spoken by less than 1% people in our country. So those languages are called minority languages in our country. So in order to protect and promote the minority languages, there are provisions in our country to appoint a special person who will take care of all these languages. We will understand who is the person. The person is a special officer. We'll see his appointment, his work, functions and responsibilities. That much. Very easy topic. So you will understand it very well. So we will discuss in detail and depth. But it is very important to know that Minorities languages are there to be protected, to be safeguarded, to be promoted. Okay, so let's start. I'm sharing the first slide of the presentation. Whether it is visible and audible, let me know. Then we will go ahead. Linguistic minorities. The Special Officer for Linguistic Minorities. As I have already introduced the topic, that this is a language, or these are the languages of minorities. Minorities not in terms of any religion, or it is in terms of number of people they speak a particular language. So whether I'm visible, let me know. Yes, I am visible. Okay, so let's go ahead. Best is the best. Comment: true and false statement. Originally, the Constitution of India had made any provision with respect to the Special Officer for Linguistic Minorities. This question is asking, when the Constitution of India was constituted, at that time whether there was the provision of special officer for linguistic minorities, yes or no, true or false. The states reorganization commission made the recommendations for having a special officer for linguistic minorities. Right statement or wrong statement? Then the special officer for linguistic minorities is to be appointed by a governor of the concerned states. True, false, which one? The special officer for linguistic minorities would report to the governor upon those matters at such intervals as he may direct. Then the special officer for linguistic minorities has 5 regional offices in our country. The special officer for the linguistic minorities submits reports to the Parliament of India. Each regional office for the linguistic minorities is headed by an assistant commissioner. The commissioner of the linguistic minorities maintains liaising work with the state governments and the union territories. The linguistic minority comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Then the Bodo language is a minority language in India. So these are 10 statements from the presentation, and you'll get all the answers in the presentation. So let's start. So we'll start from the provisions in Indian Constitution regarding the linguistic minorities. What provisions are there? So the Constitution says that initially or in the beginning, there was no provision with respect to the special officer for linguistic minority. In the beginning, there was no provision. But gradually it was felt that yes, there should be a special officer to safeguard, to promote these linguistic minorities. So later on or gradually, the States Reorganization Commission made a recommendation regarding the special officer for linguistic minorities. Accordingly, the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1956 inserted a new article in the Constitution, that is 350B, in part 17th of the Constitution of India. This article had many provisions. The article says that there should be a special officer for linguistic minorities, and that special officer should be appointed or is to be appointed by the President of India. So the important points to be noted here are Article 350 B of the Constitution of India, and this article was added in the Constitution according to the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1956. Then this article 350B, says that there should be a special officer for the linguistic minorities. And that special officer for linguistic minorities is to be appointed by the President of India. Then it would be the duty of the special officer to investigate all matters relating to the safeguards provided for linguistic minorities under the Constitution. As we got to know that the Constitution of India has provision to safeguard, to protect these minorities. So the special officer is there to investigate all the matters relating to it. Again, the special officer would report to the President of India, upon those matters at such intervals as the President may direct. Whenever the President will give any direction, any order to submit a report, then the special officer would report to the President. The President then should place all such reports before the Parliament of India, before the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Again, the President sends the report to the state governments. So the special officer reports to the President of India, and the President of India places the report before the Parliament. Again, the President sends the report to the state government. It must be noted here that the Constitution does not specify The qualifications, the tenure, salaries, allowances, service conditions, procedure for removal of the special officer, means Indian constitution is silent. It has not given clear instruction on the qualifications, the duration, the salaries, the allowances, the service conditions, and how the special officer will be removed. The constitution is silent on all this matter. Now let's see the commissioner for linguistic minorities. In pursuance of the provision of Article 350B of Indian Constitution, the office of the special officer for linguistic minorities was created in 1957, and that special officer is designated as the Commissioner for linguistic minorities. The points are: in the year 1957, the special officer linguistic minority was created, was established, and this special officer is designated as commissioner for the linguistic minorities. The commissioner has his headquarters at Allahabad, very important, in Uttar Pradesh, and he has 3 regional offices. One is at Belgaum, second is at Chennai, third one is in Kolkata. And each regional office is headed by assistant commissioner. The commissioner is assisted or helped at headquarters by deputy commissioner and an assistant commissioner. So the headquarters of the commissioner is in Uttar Pradesh, in the city of Allahabad. Now the city's name is changed. It is Prayagraj. And there are three regional offices. One is Belgaum in the state of Karnataka. Second one is Chennai in the state of Tamil Nadu. Third one is Kolkata in the state of West Bengal. And every regional office is headed by an assistant commissioner. The commissioner is assisted by headquarters by deputy commissioner and an assistant commissioner. The commissioner maintains liaison means relationship, coordinates between all the state governments and union territories through a nodal officer appointed by them. At the central level, the commissioner falls under the Ministry of Minority Affairs. And he submits annual report or other reports to the president through the Union Minority Affairs Minister. So he maintains relationship between the state governments and the union territories through a nodal officer, and this in central level the commissioner falls under the Ministry of Minority Affairs. So this is a department, and this commissioner for minority affairs comes under this department. The commissioner, as we have already discussed, submits annual reports to the President of India through the Minority Affairs Minister. The commissioner takes up all the matters pertaining to grievance if there is any problem, any challenges, any difficulties arising out of the non-implementation of the constitutional nationally agreed scheme to safeguard the linguistic minorities, because constitution has the provision to protect this linguistic minorities community. If it is not implemented, then commissioner plays a very, very important role to protect it. And if he knows from any person, from any group, from any association or organization, then his role becomes very important to protect the linguistic minorities group. Again, the commissioner is there to promote, to preserve linguistic minority. The Ministry of Minority Affairs has requested the state government and the union territories to give publicity to the constitutional safeguard provided to linguistic minorities to protect and take necessary administrative measures. Means the state government as well as the central government and the union territories should plan for publicity of protection of linguistic minorities. Very, very important. The state government and union territories administration were urged to accord the priority of the implementation of the scheme of safeguard to linguistic minorities. Then the commissioner launched 10 points program to lend fresh impetus towards the prevention of language and culture of linguistic minorities. Basically, it means the union territory and the state government should not neglect the linguistic minority community. It should protect and promote. For that, the commissioner makes various plan and points for the program and scheme to promote the language and to protect it. Now we'll see the functions and objectives. To investigate all matters related to safeguard provided by linguistic minority is the function of the special officer or the commissioner. The commissioner is there to submit report, it is already discussed. Report to the status of the implementation of the constitutional and nationally agreed safeguard the linguistic minorities. The commissioner is there to monitor the implementation of the safeguard through questionnaires, visits, conference, seminars, meetings, review mechanism. So these are the various methods to protect the constitutional minorities in India. Now see the objective of the commission. The commissioner is there to provide equal opportunities to the linguistic minorities for inclusive development of national integration. The linguistic minority also enjoy equal status as far as the other languages are concerned. Also, the commission is there to spread awareness among linguistic minorities about safeguard available to them. What provisions are there for the protection of these languages, the minority languages? These awareness should be spread, and it is the responsibility of the commission. Also, the commissioner is there to ensure effective implementation of safeguard provided for the linguistic minorities in the constitution, other safeguards which are agreed by the union territories. To handle the representation for redress of grievance, if there is any complaint, any problems regarding this linguistic minority, then the commissioner plays a very important role to protect the linguistic minorities. So this is the end of the presentation. If you have any doubts, any queries, then we can discuss. Who gives salary to special officer, central government? Because he is appointed by the President of India. So he gets the salary from the central government. What is the tenure? The tenure is not fixed, as we already discussed. Whether it is 5 years or 6 years or 10 years, it is not been mentioned so far in the parliament, in the constitution. What is the tenure of special officer? As it is not mentioned, so it is not mentioned, so we cannot discuss. So accordingly, the special officers are appointed according to the demand and requirement by the President of India. Originally, the Constitution of India had made any provision with regards to special officer linguistic wrong. There was no provision originally. In beginning, there was no provision. But after amendment, it came into. So, this is a false statement. The States Reorganization Commission made a recommendation for the special officer for linguistic minorities. Yes, right statement. The special officer for linguistic minorities is to be appointed by the governor of the concerned state. No. We discussed not governor but the president. So this is a false statement. The special officer for linguistic minorities would report to the governor. No. He would report to the president. So this is a false statement. The special officer for linguistic minority has 5 regional offices. No, not 5, but 3 regional offices. The special officer for linguistic minorities submits the report to the parliament. No, it doesn't do that. It submits the report to the president. Then the president submits the report to the parliament. Each regional officer for the linguistic minorities is headed by an assistant commissioner. True. This is a right statement. The commissioner of the linguistic minority maintains liaising with the state government and union territory. Yeah, This is true. The linguistic minority comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. No. Ministry of Minority Affairs, not Home Affairs. Bodo language is a minority language in India. Absolutely right. It is a minority language. Less than 1% people in India speak Bodo language. So it is a minority language. Okay, so before also 10, after also 10, wow, genius, truly. Before 8, after 10, wow, genius. So now you have already understood so many topics, so you can give the right answer. 10 out of 10 means 100% correct. Keep it off. This habit will make you super class 1 officer. Don't worry. Absolutely. Now you have understood Indian polity to great extent. And in due course of time, you will understand Indian polity in detail, complete. Right? So, all the best. Keep reading, enjoying. Till then, take care. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. See you soon. Bye bye.